Hello everyone, Chris here with another Battlefield 3 weapon guide video. Today's featured weapon is going to be the M98B, which is the final bolt-action sniper rifle we're going to look at in Battlefield 3. We've already looked at the SV98, the M40A5 and the L96, and in those guides I kind of tailored the weapons to kind of general purpose, close range and long range. But we'll see that the M98B is in a league of its own with the highest range out of all the sniper rifles. So in this guide you'll see me attempting those super long range headshots, and I think the best I got was around 415 meters, so let me know down in the comments if you've managed to top that and what your personal best is. Also drop down what platform you're on as well, because I think it might be a little bit more difficult on console with the little control sticks, so add that down next to your comment as well. So let's get started with this guide. The M98B is obviously found in the recon kit, and it's unlocked after racking up a recon score of 146,000. So first up, let's take a look at the general stats of the M98B in Battlefield 3. I've listed all the sniper rifles as high power in these guides, but the M98B comes in on top at 95 to 59, so it's like the other sniper rifles in that you need that shot to the dome piece to get those one-shot kills. The recoil for all the bolt-action sniper rifles I've listed as low, but the M98B has the lowest of the lot with just a 1.2 upwards recoil value, as opposed to the 2 recoil value of the SV98, M40 and the L96. One of the downsides of the M98B is its low capacity of just 5 rounds in the magazine plus 1 in the chamber. That's the lowest out of all the sniper rifles. Then to finish off the stats, like with all the bolt-action rifles so far, the rate of fire is pretty slow. Being bolt-action, you have to cycle the bolt to chamber the next round. So while you could use the M98 as a close range or a more aggressive sniper rifle, it's definitely suited to those long range or super long range sniping engagements with its super high range as well as its high muzzle velocity at 650 meters per second. That's much higher than the 520, the 490 and the 540 meters per second of the SV98, the M40 and the L96 respectively. In general, sniping this high muzzle velocity will mean that you don't need to really counter for bullet drop, because that high muzzle velocity will keep your bullets on target, so you only really need to aim your target in the middle of your crosshairs. If you're going for those long range sniping shots from a mountainside on Operation Firestorm or on top of a crane somewhere, then you will have to start taking into account bullet drop, so it might take a couple of shots just to get a feel for where the bullet's going and kind of adjust accordingly. It was quite satisfying getting those long range kills, but I did find it a little bit boring sitting out of the action on the side of the map somewhere, and it was quite frustrating when you get those hit markers. When you land a hit and it's not a headshot, you don't get that complete marksman bonus. But overall it's definitely a fun aspect of sniping that you can experience in Battlefield that's unavailable in other first person shooters. But let's move on and take a look at some recommendations of a configuration of your M98B for those super long sniping headshots. So first up for the optic, like with all the sniper rifles, you start with the rifle scope at 8 times zoom, but you want to unlock the ballistic scope 12 times zoom after just 10 kills to enable you to get those longer range shots. Obviously a higher magnification scope is going to allow you to see your targets much more clearly off in the distance. Second up for the primary accessory, the long range shots are going to be quite difficult without the bipod, since you're going to have to hold your breath to line up with those shots. You're not going to be able to zoom into the exact same place to make any fine adjustments. So the bipod after 30 kills is going to make a really big difference by eliminating that scope sway when laid prone and having the bipod deployed. Before the patch I found the bipod very annoying and it never would deploy when I wanted it to, but since the patch they've made some changes to make it much faster to deploy, so it's a lot easier to use now. But still, I've still got my kind of death grip on the controller, and every time I pull the trigger I tend to squeeze the thumbstick and make my character stand up after every shot, which kind of ruins these clips. And finally for the secondary accessory, like I mentioned in all these sniper rifle weapon guides so far, you don't want to equip any secondary attachment for your sniper rifles because they all impair your ability as a sniper. Out of the lot, the laser sight is probably the most effective, just to give you that little bit of increased hip-fire accuracy at close range in case you run into any bad guys around the corner. But for those long range shots you're not going to need the laser sight, it's only going to give away your position. Same goes with the tactical light. You don't really want that little light flickering away on the mountainside showing all the enemies exactly where you are. Then the only other attachment is the suppressor, which you don't really want for long range sniping because it's going to reduce that muzzle velocity, so it's going to be much harder lining up those headshots accounting for bullet drop. when you're way off in the distance on the side of a mountain or up on top of a crane, it doesn't really matter if you're going to appear on the radar, because it's only those helicopters or jets that are going to be able to gun you down. Anyone with an assault rifle or even the shorter range sniper rifles are going to have a hard job getting shots on you. So that's about it for my guide to the M98B. Like I mentioned, let me know what your personal best is down in the comments for those long range headshots. If you enjoyed this video or learned anything new, please drop me a thumbs up to help share it with your friends, just to give my videos overall more widespread exposure. Don't forget to check out those previous guides on the other sniper rifles if you haven't already by checking out the link to the playlist down in the description. So thanks very much for watching, I'll catch you all later.